Greetings, hello, welcome to the Life and Transitions Experts podcast. So, you have a property that you inherited or it's gone through probate, and now, for whatever reason, you have this property, but for whatever particular reason, you don't want it. Perhaps you're living out of state, perhaps you inherit a challenging tenant. Perhaps there's so many repairs on the property it's become a nuisance, or perhaps you want funds so that you can go do your other projects and have the opportunity to fund some of your other dreams and aspirations. So today that's what we're going to talk about on the podcast. What to do if you don't want your inherited property in North Carolina. There's a couple of tips, a couple of things to consider. Again, my name is Courtney Rollins. I call myself the probate. Well, I actually went through the courses in the work, certified probate expert specialist. Now, expert, I say that because I don't mean to say that I know everything about probate administration, but I do know that I'm committed to learning, sharing things that I learn. I'm not an attorney or a financial advisor, so that's a disclaimer there. But I do have the experience that hopefully people can look at and consider it my opinion, and they can take with it as they can, and hopefully it helps folks out. All right, so let's take a look at what happens if you don't want your inherited property in North Carolina. All right, so we're over here on the slides. So first, you want to be well aware of intestate law in North Carolina. This is an awesome slide from the Privet Legacy Planning Group that shows what happens when someone passes away without a will. If someone passes away without a will, it's very crucial for you to familiarize who and what goes where, because you may find yourself in a situation where there's tons of heirs who have the right to the property. And it all really depends on how the property was deeded. Was it joint tenancy or was it tenancy in common? Um, but I have tons of other resources on my page and my site that can help you. And if you need to, reach out to me, and I'd love to support you and help provide a little more clarity so you have a better direction, a sense of where to go next. Number two, you need to communicate with all the beneficiaries. All right. So make sure that once you recognize who is a part of this, make sure you have those conversations, be upfront. I would recommend you be transparent. And that's why it's so important for us before we leave this earth to be able to have those will parties and to be able to know what legal instruments are there for us to be able to avoid this situation where people are going through probate or have property that's inherited and folks, don't necessarily or wanted. So that's one important thing. Make sure you're communicating with all the beneficiaries involved. You may also want to consider disclaiming the inheritance. This is an interesting picture right there. But there are ways that you can, they call the renunciation of benefits in North Carolina, and it's pretty sure it's a similar term in different states. But you can legally refuse the right to the benefits, which would also allow you to not be implicated if there are different things that are taking place. Make sure you check with your attorney. And if you need an attorney, reach out to me because I am connected to a nationwide group of vetted estate planning attorneys, particularly in North Carolina and local in Durham County. So reach out for support. You may also want to consider some alternatives. Um, there may be a way that you could possibly sell a portion of yours, again, depending on how it's how it's how it's deeded. You might be able to sell or transfer that portion to different family members in greater need. You might also want to consider keeping the property and turning it into some type of a asset for you that's generating income for you. But there are a lot of alternatives. You may also want to consider cash buyers, such as a state pro service like ourselves, that can come in and provide quick funds for you to be able to give those funds to you so you can do what you need to do. Well, it's getting dark outside. Good gracious. Um, Also, of course, seek professional advice. There are tons of great attorneys. There's certified probate experts who can lend their opinions to you, who can guide you along and help you know what options you have and help protect your interests and make sure, of course, that you are in compliance with all the legal requirements. So I definitely recommend that you reach out if you are going through possibly a probate or some estate planning, or you need support with, especially with the property and the stuff. I like to say I'm like that hub right there in the middle where I can help you with estate sales or financial advisors or family law attorneys, or you can read for yourself. But regardless, I'd love to be able to serve, help, and support. Durham County is the area that I'm focused in, but that doesn't mean that I don't extend out to different parts of North Carolina and different parts of the nation. But definitely make sure that if we don't have the options for you, we find out someone who can, not how sometimes, but who, you know? So yeah, definitely reach out. We take a heart, head, and hands-on approach. We take a look at, we know every situation is different and try to listen with empathy. And then we try to put our brains together and figure out some really great options. And then it's time to get to work, with our hands. So definitely love for you to reach out. Would also love for you to hit that like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. I really want to grow this so that it reaches more people in a more easy way and we satisfy all those algorithms and things that they're asking for out there. At any rate, this is Courtney Rollins with the Life and Transitions Experts Podcast. Let your light shine. Cheers.